What's that, Ricky? Yes, I agree that this gig may not last that long. Huh? Yes, I agree that Rob and Paul don't seem to know what the hell they're doing. Yeah. But never let it be said that ignorance ever stops Stan Partuce. Oh, hello. Speaking of Stan, my name's Stan Partuce. And this is the post-game show for Operation Stranglehold. Makes my collar tight just saying it. Anyhow, if you haven't seen that episode, I don't know what to say. Maybe you don't like high adventure, sneaking around, wrestling, chokeholds, explosions. And if that's the case, well, that's your problem. Anyway, how this show goes, first we're going to head into the DM's lounge, and we got two DMs talking about the episode, which is pretty good, but not as good as what happens next, which is when old Stan Partuce interviews Betsy. And let's face it, that's the best part of the show, and y'all are probably going to skip forward to that and just watch that part. I can't blame you, because who can resist old Stan Partuce? After the interview, we're headed into the locker room, which is supposed to be for the players, but this time it's just Zajac flapping his lips and boo-hooing about something that happened to him about 6 months ago at Gen Con, and he can't let it go. And, I can let go of last time I raged, and that was quite recently. But I digress. After the locker room, then we're back on to another high point, which is me concluding the show, and that's it. All right, let's head into the locker room. The DM's lounge, whatever.
Who do you think? What do you think was the play of the game? What play do you think really helped either turn the tide or was just above and beyond, a little more than ordinary, a little extraordinary, if you would, that really helped kind of flavor what was going on and add something to the battle.
I got to give it to Khan and ripping the remote out of the pocket for the save at the last minute. I mean, that whole sequence works well. I think overall, very good, straightforward play of a barbarian, knocking over the debris to just blindly jumping down the hole to running in. I gotta say, that was, while not the most memorable part, was the backbone to me of the entire progression. He kept things moving.
That is great. My next question was gonna be player of the game, so I think we know that one a bit. You buried the lead on that one. For player of the game, there were so many good moments here. It's hard to choose. I kind of want to say the vicious mockery, just because of how well that was. Using Hex was fantastic. I also liked using, even though I wouldn't say it was a play of the game, using sleep on the automatons was like very, very character driven. There were a lot of great moments. But I gotta say, for the actual play of the game, yeah, I gotta give it to Khan for taking that remote and getting possession of the remote. That's what kind of changed the tide of the battle. Player of the game, kind of.
Yeah. I do
I
say Khan. Sorry, yeah, just from the fact that, like, every time things progressed forward, it was Khan in the inciting action in the driver's seat. So you got to give it to him.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and I should have prefaced this. We say player of the game. Many times we've already said during this whole episode, this was very much a team game. They all had good strategy and tactics, worked really well together, where one person would take lead on task, others would take lead. So it's hard to say in such a team game player, but these are just standout moments, I suppose. Um, I gotta go with Omer.
Yeah.
I think Omer made a lot of great decisions on, even though at the end she was not in stable condition, maybe bleeding out a bit. But going to uncover the trapdoor, thinking
Mm-hmm.
to like leave it hinged up so it didn't shut down on them, ended up being a great choice, as we found out
Yep.
later. To
Worked
just
out
using
well.
Hex, yeah. I think she did a lot of great actions that sort of like again supported everyone throughout. Though I will say that Rain and Ban Ying also had really good plays. Again, it's hard to say, you know, one player, but just these moments that stood out to us.
Yeah, of course. It's a weird thing to declare a player of the game in this because everybody, like you said, supported one another. There was no. You can never say that there's a single player that's carrying a game unless it's not going well as a game. Like I've seen those situations where there's just one person who's role playing their heart out and trying to feed the leads to other characters and they're not getting it.
Yep,
Everybody in this game played very well together.
super well. Yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you for guest commenting. I really appreciate it. It was great, having you on, and yeah, look forward to doing more of this.
Absolutely. Look forward to playing and commentating again.
All right. So this is Stan Partuce, and I was lucky enough to catch up with Betsy, who played Omer, just outside of the locker room. Betsy, thanks for taking the time. I know you worked up a sweat there, got all bloodied and such. So I wanted to start out by just talking a little bit about the first part of the adventure kind of got cut for time, where you were fighting some automatons, robot-like things, and frankly, I asked them to cut that part because robots just freaked me out, and I didn't want to see it. But I did remember that you were like sneaking around. Do you think that sneaking around is just like a warlock trait? Are y'all just sneaky like, or what was going on there?
I don't know if all warlocks are sneaky,
Uh huh. Yeah.
but Omer's definitely a sneaky guy.
Yeah. There's one other warlock there from our first episodes in Clark. Yeah, that guy just like climbed up into a fireplace. I thought that was also bizarre behavior. And so you haven't convinced me. I think y'all are sneaky and a little weird. Which makes me wonder, do y'all have like a secret handshake or something?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, you might consider this barbarian idea. Like if you did instead of having a secret handshake, uh, maybe you could have like a secret milkshake, because that would be like both tasty and weird. And I think that might fit a warlock profile. Anyhow, okay, so you were sneaking on into that pit, and you went through the trap door. I would have thought that some of the other characters would have taken that hint that like trap door, there might have been a trap there, but you're the only one to figure it out. What tipped you off? Because you slit that knife in there. How'd that go?
I'm just paranoid.
Uh huh.
When you've made a dark pact with a fiend,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got to
that's
be on
right.
your
Yeah.
guard all the time.
I hear that. Yeah. No, good answer. All right. And then I noticed that friend character, basically it was a hostage type of situation, and there was a timer on. Now, do you think that timer did that thing's like did that make it more stressful, or are you just basically snacking on stress the whole time, and it don't matter which form it comes in?
Well, that was super stressful, thinking that a row of innocent people would
Yeah.
possibly die if we didn't work it out. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, it always brings a tear to my eye when those innocents die. It happens when you're adventuring and such. Um, well, so the core though of this interview, why I really wanted to talk to you is you got singled out by friend. Like I think she called you like a weakling or something, and then she came at you hard and basically put you down. Um, so uh, to how'd that make you feel? And you can cry if you want to, not just because it's good for ratings. What was going through your mind?
Uh, it's It's tough being singled out, especially when they've pegged you as the weakest member of your party.
I've never had that
Uh,
experience, but I can imagine.
I mean, people must try to kill you. You're a barbarian.
Oh, sure, but never called out as a weakling. Yeah,
Right.
right. Obviously.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, like you got it. Sometimes it comes to death saves, and you just got to
yeah.
roll them.
Sometimes you eat the bar. Sometimes the bar, well, eats you. Uh,
Sure.
well, okay. So, but then after you got killed, that's when the craziness started to happen because, like, out of nowhere, you resurrected yourself, and then you started breathing fire everywhere. You scared the bejesus out of those thugs, and then they tried to escape, set off the trap, which killed you again. Now, I
Well,
mean, tell
I
me about
just
that.
thought that this aggression will not stand, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you got that right. You got it so right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was really crazy. The save, getting up, breathing fire, and getting put back down again. So that made me laugh. All right. Any other impressions? Anything that came to mind about that battle? No.
no.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you, and I think the time has come. I got to say, you kind of stink, so you better get in there and take a shower. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, and yeah, I wish you good luck. I hope you don't get put down in the showers there. Maybe the guys will take it easy on you. All right.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. All right. Bye now. Bye. Okay, we're back. So we're now in the locker room after the match. So I want to explain a little bit about like why I chose this. Um, in my experience of this, my fighter ran in and got put down by Fren, and Fren, like, the DM double tapped my character and killed her, which had never happened to me before. And like, initially I was like, this wasn't really fun, I'm not sure I enjoyed that, and but like it was certainly a memorable moment for me. Like I went on to Discords and was talking about it, and like people had opinions about that, like double tapping characters where they're down, and so Friend was obviously going to try and do that to anyone who they could. They were going after the weakest link to try and see if they could do that. You guys did such a good job that she wasn't able to do that, but I hopefully was able to portray some of that ferocity. I don't know. So
I
have you
was
guys had
ready.
similar?
I was ready to get hit when I was down. I could
Okay.
tell
All right.
things
So at
were
least I
like,
telegraphed that could have happened. I don't know. Has that happened to you guys? If you guys are DMs? What do you do? Do you double tap people, or?
I've been
It's
in a game
situational.
where it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depends on
I
the
think.
creature,
Right. Yeah, that was some of the discussion that really just kind of came up. It was like, depends it right. If it's like an unintelligent, ferocious creature, does it fit with it? I think that's true. I think if you're going to do it by what the creature does, you have to like telegraph it. And I tried to several times try and telegraph that this, like, she was a ferocious thing in my intro to the thing and how she was acting. But then I think it also did. The king for me is like, it depends on your players, and so it's hard. Like I did this as an example because this is a show, and I don't know if that goes off well with people you don't know. It's probably not the best time to do it with people you don't know, to just like kill their character. Ha! You're dead. But yeah. So I guess my thoughts on it are that it always comes back to the people you're playing with.
Yeah, and the GM doesn't, or the DM doesn't kill characters. The dice do. So you can, go to double tap, but sometimes there's other characters that will find other ways around that.
Right. Yeah.
I guess so. Although, so this is another thing I was hoping to review. Like, it's pretty brutal, like the double tap, because like if somebody's unconscious, right, any hit against them, if you're within 5 feet of them, is a critical hit. And if you take a critical hit while you're making death saves, it counts as 2 critical hits. So like she had 3 attacks. Just with 2 attacks, she could like do 4. Could subtract 4 death saves, so like she could really go to town and kill you until you're dead.
She'll kill you dead.
She'll kill you. I was just gonna say that, Gio.
Yeah. I was ready to get killed dead.
From a story perspective, if you're playing with, players that you've been playing with either for a longer part of the campaign, sometimes, double tapping a character and killing them off can add more to the story and open up, new doors for different things. I've been in a couple of campaigns where I think everybody had a secondary character lined up because they knew that this was the type of story that the GM wanted to tell at the time. So.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go try and double tap my 10-year-old's character now. Like, this was a good experiment. We'll see what happens.
Oh, cry. Something happened to you at Gen Con. Hell, I almost got killed last week and I ain't talking about it. Except for now. Anyway, that's the end of the show. And I gotta say, I worked up a mighty thirst doing it. Ricky, we got any good sarsaparilla back there? What's that? Drakenham sarsaparilla? Yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, that's it. Reporting from Bass Battles. This is Stan Partuce.